Thanks for joining us here on our YouTube channel. You know, you really should be working, and your boss knows it, but we'll let you stick around. That is, unless you have a problem with, like, bad language and that kind of thing. We get a little salty, as my father might say. It's me and my best friends sitting around talking about comic books and TV and movies and toys and Star Trek and Star Wars and all that stuff. So join us, geekshowpodcast.com.
General Award, Kardashian, West.
Hold on, I'm going to take care of this like a real American.
And they're not showing you the movie.
Geekshow!
Thanks a lot. We're gonna get fucking letters.
It's what?
Just a guy standing in the background going,
Yeah.
No!
Shaking your head.
No. Geekshowpodcast.com.
Welcome back to the basement.
woo!
Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, wasn't that cool?
Let's say hey to everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, guys.
We'll start over here
Mr. Poopy
at
Butthole.
podcast left.
Did you just call him Mr. Poopy Butthole?
Why'd you do that?
Oh, I thought we
Hey,
were
he's
going to
a-
introduce Mr. Poopy Butthole. He's right over here.
That's
Right over here,
actually
sitting
probably me.
between Shannon and...
No.
Yeah.
Mr. Poopy Butthole's a beloved character.
He is.
Yeah,
I wish I
People
was
love
as cool as Mr. Poopy Butthole.
It's too bad we didn't make any bad memories with him.
I know.
him.
That's why we had to shoot him.
Producer and designated driver of the podcast, Quad T.
Hey, it's good to be here.
Hi.
Am I gonna die?
It's been a while. Check me out on Twitter if you want, at Quad T Tony, or check me out on Gadget Spot podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, Stitcher. So it's about gadgets and video games. And it's got Jaron and Owen and Excitable James.
Ooh, wee!
All right.
All looking for the G spot.
All.
All
We're all on the hunt.
Put on your miner's hat.
spelunking.
We find it every 2 weeks.
Well, at least you're finding it.
Yeah. every second Tuesday.
You're actually beating the national average.
All right.
No shit.
Here he is, a keen spelunker in his own right.
Oh, you betcha.
Shannon Barneson, everyone.
Hey,
Hi.
how's it going?
How's the pub quiz going?
Oh, it's so fucking great.
Now that with the patios open and everything.
Patio's open, and we got a new and improved Jeffy.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. It's got a Spider-Man
the trophy?
stuck on it. The
Oh, the
trophy.
trophy.
Nice.
Oh, the Jeffy, the trophy.
Oh, yeah, we dug him up. And
I
we
thought you were.
fucking
I thought you were
fixed him.
dabbling in super science again.
Frank and Jeffy.
You know, people always do. I don't have a problem with dead people jokes. I don't know what the-
We didn't have a problem when we did the Rest in Peace episode on the way up.
We were
Yeah.
speculating within the week that someone was wearing them.
It's been weird seeing those sci-fi Sunday nights.
Oh,
Yeah.
if I may introduce interrupt your introduction.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just quickly, I wanted to talk about that on my Facebook page and on my Twitter. Once a week, I'm going to be premiering the segments. Jeff and I hosted Star Trek reruns on Sunday nights on a local TV station, Z24. The UPN, you remember that?
Yeah.
Open.
And what it was they'd have a new episode of Enterprise on, I think, Wednesday night. And then they'd rerun it on Sunday and throw an episode of Deep Space Nine on the back end. And so they thought, well, for 2 hours, it's Star Trek reruns. What can we do? It's Sunday night. We're competing against everything. What can we do? And they called me and said, you have any ideas? I said, yeah, Jeff and I will come in. We'll do this. Mm-hmm. So it's just hosting segments. It's like the old cartoon shows, where
You were Captain Cutlass.
where Captain Cutlass would introduce a Popeye cartoon. It was the same thing. So we'd write sketches and everything. So I debuted the first episode, which was at Bert's,
Yeah,
and that was cool.
that chick was hot.
I do want to
Yes.
point out.
That's the hottest chick that ever stood behind that bar.
That's the thing is that the cameraman. You remember the cameraman Dennis, who
Yeah.
who got in touch with me this morning, as a matter of fact. He had contacts to all of these like actresses and everything, and he said, whenever you need attractive people on the TV, let me know.
Well, more contact with waitresses who wanted to act.
and then I jimmied my way in there.
Yes, you got in. You were.
I was a Klingon.
You're coming up in a few weeks.
Yeah.
You're Barntalk the Unintelligible.
Professor Montauk.
Professor
Yeah.
Barntalk.
I beat the shit out of Jeffy with that club.
With a club. And so that's yet to come. And then eventually you become the engineer of our ship, the USS Degenerate.
Right. Mickey.
Degenerate.
My name was Mickey.
Mickey. He was our Irish engineer as opposed to our Scottish engineer, Mickey.
I do want to bring up what somebody said the other day that I heard it from you and a couple other people that Jeff didn't seem to age at all.
Yeah.
Well, but what needs to be said is that he looked like that when he was 18 too.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's true. That's true. That's a fair point.
He looked 30 from the age of 18
Fair
until
point.
the day he
Fair
died.
point. So,
I
but I'll,
think Mickey wasn't Irish. Remember, he was.
I thought he was
No,
Irish.
he was a hick. I wore like a trucker hat.
oh, that's right. You did.
And then I had like a tool belt.
It was essentially you. You were Irish hillbilly, is what you were, I think. But yeah,
Isn't
eventually,
that an oxymoron?
eventually you'll get to see our set, which the guys who made it, and I heard that one of them is not with us anymore. One of the
Really?
guys who made the set made it look just like the classic Enterprise. I mean, it was
I
an
really
amazing
sometimes
set.
hate you guys.
Remember, like when it ended, we were
waiting.
trying to figure out how to get it out of
Well,
there.
he sold it. The guy who made it sold it to some collector. And that became the problem: is how does this guy get it to his house? He
Yeah.
lives in California or some shit.
That was a lot of
Piece
fun.
by piece.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I loved action figures theater when that shit.
those are coming up. I think third or fourth episode we get there.
That's us playing with toys
So
and being nasty.
once a
Ooh-wee.
week on my Facebook and on the Twitter, I'll be
Put it on the
releasing
Geeky
those.
shows.
I live on the first episode. We were watching it
Oh, I
the other
could-
day.
let's put it on the Geek Show Facebook too.
And you called your
Would you do
viewers losers.
The first episode.
Yeah.
First thing that we said, we're watching Star Trek reruns on a Sunday night. We're hosting it. Who's the loser here? You're the loser because you're home watching
We're
this.
in a bar.
Oh, we got hate mail, and I'll address that.
Weren't you all actually winners? I mean, really?
We were.
The world needs Star Trek now more than ever, and
I agree.
and even 20 years ago.
Yes.
Then more than ever.
Then
So everybody was a winner.
yes.
Everybody.
Anyway, so Shannon Barneson.
Yeah, there we
go. Lucky 13. I'm sorry.
Lucky 13, 8:30.
Hey,
I've been showing up late all the time. I don't know.
get there at 8.
Yeah, get there at 8.
Get a table. Get a
Yeah,
drink.
if you want a table, you want to probably get there at 8.
Yes. Lee George Cade, everyone. Hi. How you doing?
Hi.
Lee George
So
Cade.
it's-
He's gonna blow.
He's feeling free. You're
No, it's-
feeling
it's
free.
Reaper from Overwatch being sociable.
Oh, okay.
Hi. I get it.
Yeah, he does. That's great.
nerds.
So come check out my restaurant, Fresh Eatery at 145 East, 1300 South, Suite 201. Open Monday through Friday now, 11 to 8, because I'm tired of working 6 days a week, and that's that. So
That's good.
enjoy your weekend while I enjoy mine. And, starting around Thursday, my name might be really entertaining to punch in on a search query on Amazon. Just saying.
Well, come on now, talk about that.
Huh?
Can you talk about that yet?
Somebody's coloring book? No.
Please do. Come on.
It was accepted. It met all of the stringent requirements that Amazon has out for distribution. So my first published piece will be available on Amazon starting Thursday of this week.
Oh, yeah.
Leigh.
See, I was-
K-A-D-E.
I was scared. I thought you were planning a shooting spree.
Well, can I put up the thing
My
saying
name will be infamous.
You guys aren't gonna forget me.
because that book's just waiting for that incident. But it won't be a shooting anyway. It'll be a poisoning.
I'll take all you sons of bitches when I go.
Ooh wee! Let's build some bad memories. But yeah, it's Grimley's Beastly Oddities. It's a coloring book with stories.
Is that your cup, Shannon?
Yeah.
Why is it flashing?
Why
at
is it
us?
flashing
To
at me?
remind him to drink water.
It's tell me to drink water.
Seriously?
Which I never do.
Really?
If I could travel back
okay,
in
let's
time,
drink.
if
All
I
right.
could travel back in time and play any piece of audio that I've heard in my life,
Yes.
it's my wife giving Shannon shit for needing a bottle that tells him when to drink water.
And that's what that's for. It flashes when you're supposed to
Yeah.
drink water. Okay.
That was my favorite 30-minute exchange I've ever heard.
Well, we're going to drink tequila coming up, so stand by.
Oh, God.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi.
Jimmy Martin, everyone.
Watch me on KSL on the weekends for the next few weeks because Rio de Janeiro wants to kill everybody with their shit water.
and the Zika.
You know, actually, I've literally been watching MSNBC all day.
He's our
Every
political junkie.
And this lady was there. It was just audio of her. And she goes, I'm literally standing at the arena that they're having the opening ceremonies in. And right where you're supposed to enter, there is an open stream
Of sewage.
raw sewage going by. And she's like, yeah, She's like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever.
You can't actually hear, and I'm surprised if you're not hearing this on the actual television feed of the Olympics. The protests outside of every single event are hundreds of thousands of people protesting the level of poverty in Brazil right now.
Well, that and the locals are embarrassed that the Olympic people have not been doing their job to put on a proper games.
Right. Well, not only proper games, but you've got one of the highest levels of poverty on the planet right now. I mean, Rio was doing pretty good 10 years ago.
That country's telling us.
Everything's tanked.
itself apart.
Their entire government is corrupt and being impeached.
That's what I was about to say. Welcome to a third world corrupt government country.
But 10 years ago,
that's what it's like.
Brazil was considered one of the up and coming political structures, and now it's collapsed.
Well, you're my anthropologist, so let me ask you this: is it conceivable that somewhere in that rainforest, that there is a tribe who has no idea what's going on?
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
30 years ago, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. 40 years ago, the Yanomamo might have wandered out and said, "What the fuck is this?" But
right.
yeah, it's
He
not.
just made that up. The
Look
what?
how far they've
No,
come.
Yanomamo, that's Anthro 101, Shannon.
Yanomamo?
All right.
Yanomamo, that's Brazil.
With that
Jim-
said, I'll still watch
Jimmy,
the hell out of it.
the
'cause
Olympics.
I love watching the Olympics.
You do?
Love it.
Just
Love it.
realize there's
That's
open
right.
open rivers of shit everywhere.
Sure.
Guys, I lived in a third world country for 2 years. It's nasty.
Yeah, but
I mean,
will.
I had to cross open rivers of poop, all kinds of poop.
But I'll pop my shoes off at 3 a.m. and watch shot put just because I can.
Why do you have to take your shoes off?
Because it makes it more relaxing.
Oh, okay.
And he doesn't want to get poop on his
Also,
shoes.
why are your shoes on at 3 a.m.?
Because
Because
I
they were
woke
on
up
when
from
he,
drinking.
when he fell asleep.
No, I think they figure after Yeltsin, a couple years back, they're just like, hey, you can be corrupt as fuck and still get the Olympics. So.
And Sue threw it at me this morning. She goes, "You realize 20 years ago you were in Atlanta,
Yeah,
where Jimmy Martin was for the Olympics.
I was there.
and I slept through the bombing, just so you know."
I did too.
I was down there. It was they lowered the drinking age, I think, in some areas because the Europeans were pissed.
And a legend was born.
That's where when Salt Lake had the Olympics, I didn't have any tickets. So I was like, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I had Disney World passes. My mom's like, "You sure you don't want to go? It's like a once in a lifetime chance." I'm like, "No, we already had it." And I go, and ours was bigger and it's much fucking better. So
Ours is pretty fucking fun.
I heard it was pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
we had a good time.
Thanks to Mitt Romney.
But again,
Oh, thanks, Mitt.
back to Brazil. Anytime you want to have a good time at an Olympic place, find the Brazilians. You will have a good time.
Yeah.
That's just a rule of thumb, just for you.
Along with that, watch me on Big Movie Mouth Off, Read Me and Slug, Arrow, Mediocre Show, and Good Old Geek Show. Before I forget, at the end of this episode,
Yes.
I interviewed the cast of Pete's Dragon.
Yeah.
So that includes the kids in the beginning. Then we'll go to the bubbly and beautiful Bryce Dallas Howard.
I was hoping you were going to say Robert Redford.
And also the non-karaoke singing Robert Redford.
Did that surprise you?
would not-
No.
Yeah.
Would not play.
I almost didn't. Well, he kind of laughed at it. He goes, Kerry goes, "Oh, I don't have one." He goes, "And I've really never done karaoke." Like he goes, "So that's my answer, the No Music Man," or something like that. And I was like, "All right, sure." No, but he's super nice though.
Are you going to review the movie on this episode?
I probably can.
It's,
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do
You
it
can?
later.
At the end of the episode.
Sure.
You'll get
I don't
that.
think Disney has an
I think
embargo
they'll
on
be
that
okay
one.
with that.
Did he say Hell Hydra?
Who?
Robert Redford.
I would have.
He mouthed it
I would have begged him to.
and he raised his hand. like
Please,
this.
Mr. Redford. Say, Hail Hydra. That's all I want. That's all I want.
I vaguely remember something like that.
All
He-
right.
we actually had a really good conversation. You'll hear it, but like it's all about the future of independent and Hollywood cinema and like the disappearance of theaters.
I thought
That's something he might know
if
about.
I could ever ask him a question, it would be about what it was really like when he went to go get sandwiches for that group of people he worked with. They were all people that read for the CIA, but when he came back, they were all dead, and he had to go on the run for 3 days.
Wasn't that in a movie?
His name was Condor
3 days
of the Condor.
The Condor.
Yeah, it's like a great movie. But hey, we have a host.
Oh, hi.
We do. His
How you
name is
doing?
Kerry Jackson.
Hi. Monday through Friday, 6 to 10.
Hi.
I'm not working weekends anymore either, so
Good for you.
good for you.
Good for you.
Like ever?
X96.com.
You done?
Probably not. I just don't feel the need to get out there as much anymore.
That's what the youth is for.
Well,
And the youth doesn't want to do it.
a lot of it is just stuff that I've done.
Yeah.
If you want to find me, you can find me. It's not like I have to go out there.
Right.
You don't want to go sit at a car dealership all day anymore?
I was just thinking
And
the
there's
same
that.
thing.
And there's that.
But there's free popcorn.
Yay!
So no, it used to be that everybody was working for the weekend, but now we're just working to stay home and stay chill.
Right?
Yes, exactly.
We've done it all.
But as an old boss of mine used to say, if you're not in the office, you're not working.
Is that right?
I was like, you are so old.
Very
That's dumb.
astute.
That is dumb.
That's a
don't know if-
baby boomer mentality of
Yeah.
the workplace.
I
right
come
there.
home and I get more work done than I do at work.
It's true.
That's a lot of us.
Anyway,
yeah.
so I'm on X96. You can follow Geek Show on Twitter at Geek Show. Instagram is at Geek Show Podcast.
Oh.
Facebook, search Geek Show. This is all one word, by the way. Periscope.
Periscope?
Scoop.
No,
Periscope.
Periscope.
Periscope? Pooper Scoop. Because
Periscope.
it was Pooper Scoop earlier. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Periscope is Geek Show. And Snapchat is Geek Show, also one word.
Woo.
Yeah,
and,
but that's
uh,
only if you want to hang out with Jay. 'Cause
It's true. Jay says hi, by the way.
he does.
I spoke with him earlier, and
Yeah.
he wishes all of you well, and he says he will be back soon.
Nice.
Yes.
Can we say for what?
Not yet,
Okay.
but we're working on that.
Our new dungaree and
Excitable James has got our Geek Show merch tab expanded now on the website. Go to geekshowpodcast.com and click on the merchandise right now. And show these guys this stuff, by the way.
Oh, I'll model the one. Finally, I've been waiting for fucking 8 years.
Are
for
we
this.
making that available in a week or so? We can make it available today. We'll make it available as you're listening to this.
8 years I've waited for this.
The classic Geek Show T-shirt is available, which everyone knows and loves.
Yes.
Very, very fine material, wonderful stuff.
We'll have the new design of the Geek Show Fit shirt out soon.
The flasks are available. Tony, it's on the shelf right behind you. Can you see it? Would you
Don't touch the flask, Tony.
Would you hold it up and model it?
I've had a couple of recommendations for the flask.
The flasks are very popular.
Bigger.
We need a jumbo size though.
Yeah, well,
None of the cameras are pointed in my direction, so I don't know if anyone saw that. Thanks,
Take
James.
care of that. The shot glasses are available still. You can see James has the sunglasses are available as well.
Ooh.
Let me see
And
the red one.
Also, the Geek Show Summer hoodie is available, and those are nice. Those are going well, right? But here we're debuting, and these are available now. 2 styles of hats. This
This is the battle?
This is the hat battle. Shannon has the Shannon Barneson edition Geek Show hat,
this will not actually fit my head.
and this
Okay.
one is the
It's a snapback.
And this is what you do. You get your hat, you
No, no,
shape
no.
the brim,
What do I do?
you pull
No.
the goddamn
do?
sticker.
no, not if it's the Jay Whittaker
No, the
edition.
J one, you keep the sticker
You
on
keep
and the brim
you keep
flat,
the
right?
brim flat and the sticker on.
See,
So-
that's about as far as a hat will go on my head.
So that's the Jay Whittaker.
I look like somebody with brachiocephaly.
So this is the Jay hat and this is the Shannon hat.
Nice.
So the Shannon is a traditional trucker's hat where he insists that you bend the brim.
That's how a man wears a hat.
We got patches too.
Now, how does
What?
the patches
What?
work?
What?
How do the patches work? Is it you? We'll figure it
I think
out.
you just
Yeah.
sew them on stuff.
What's going to happen is that these patches will soon be available. They may be available with purchase or separately. We'll see. We got to figure that out. Maybe a Comic-Con. But you can customize any article of clothing or what have you with a cloth embroidered Geek Show. And there's the shot glasses. So the
that
T-shirts
action
are
right
25. The flasks are only 18. Shot glasses starting at 9. Summer hoodies at 30. Sunglasses at 13, and that includes taxes and shipping. So there you go.
I left my shot glass in my car
I left
on the
my
console,
wallet in El Segundo.
and my boss is from Russia, and he was in town the other day, and he's like, "You do a lot of drinking in your car, Tony?" No,
Busted.
Well, you could have scored some points with a Russian.
I
there.
know. I should have
We
pulled
got
out.
a promotion.
Yeah.
Should have told him I drink all the vodka.
All right. We'll start with a letter.
Wait,
Letters. Do you have it?
Oh, I don't have it ready.
Well, you
I'll have it ready by the end of the.
you'll edit it in.
I was going to take.
I wasn't ready. It's my
I was
fault.
going to take a picture of how I look right now, but I don't think we can handle the sudden rise in pregnancy rates.
That's true.
Oh.
This is a letter from Gus. As follows. Hey, wanted to give you and the Geek Show panelists a hearty thanks and a harumph for being so awesome.
Oh, why did we get a harumph?
Harumph.
The rump's bad.
That's what I
I
thought.
thought harumph was when you agree with stuff. On Blazing Saddles?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get a harumph from that guy.
I think that's what he's references. Yeah. I've been a geek ever since I was a young warthog. I grew up.
I was a young warthog.
Thank you.
Very nice.
I grew up watching Next Generation, playing with Star Wars toys, beating the living shit out of Contra without using the cheat code.
What? Bullshit.
And Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, watching the Michael Keaton Batman movie over 100 times in a summer after it came out on VHS.
Nice.
Fast forward a few decades or so, I find myself doing Office Monkey doldrums, languishing in office space type hell most of America finds itself in. Here's where you guys come in. Yeah, you saved my ass on Mondays. But what you guys do is far more than just being funny and insightful fuckers once a week.
We're insightful?
What the fuck? When did
Apparently
that
so.
happen?
Whoa.
It was news to me. I've always had a knack for writing books,
Big.
and recently finished and recently finished my first novel. I'm also starting to push my blog a little bit more by publishing movie reviews and articles about geeky topics. The hope is that someday I can quit the half-assed doldrum job for something far more fun.
And I wanted to tell him, please don't push the blog too hard. You don't want to blow an O-ring.
That's true. All of you are examples of doing what you want and saying fuck it to the world.
Fuck it, world.
You guys are my motivational speakers, even if you don't realize it. As I settle into reading the 70th rejection email from a literary agent, know that you and the panel are pushing me to keep submitting my book, to keep blogging. Someday I'll be right where I want to be, and I'll have, you will all have had part to play in my geeky success. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Geekshow says, hey, and can we get Jay back? I need some workout motivation.
Yay!
Sincerely, J.K. Rowling.
Sincerely.
That'd be something.
Yeah, now we're
like,
talking.
Who is this?
Lady,
from?
cut me a check.
Well, this is
That's an old letter.
this is J.K.'s male pseudonym, Gus.
Gus.
All right.
Gus.
Okay, I just have one thing to say. Gus, hold on to those rejection letters. They are so entertaining in 20 years.
Are they?
Yeah, I have stacks. And if you ever come by the house, Casa Decade, you can actually ask to see the rejection letters. But I have rejection letters from every comic strip syndicate in the country, the newspaper syndicates that used to exist. Like King Features, Universal Syndicate, all
Remember those,
Yeah,
yeah.
because I used to about every 3 years put together a 30 days worth of comic strips. That was the submission requirement to submit yourself to a newspaper funny book or funny strips. And the rejection letters were fantastic. If you got a form letter, you knew that your shit was shit. If you got a form letter with a handwritten note, then you knew that you would actually maybe
Caught their eye.
got the actual editor's eye instead
Yeah.
of the monkey's eye. And if you got just a handwritten note or a personalized note, then you knew that if you kept submitting for another 10 years, you might get more handwritten notes.
Ooh.
So my favorite was one year from King Features. We're talking Popeye people, right?
Yeah.
I got from this editor said, Leigh, this is fantastic. Your art is phenomenal. The story doesn't make any damn sense. The next year, or 2 years later, the rejection letter, same guy. Leigh, your story is fantastic. I love your storytelling. I just can't get behind the art.
What?
Wow.
Did the art look the same?
Yes.
You should have photocopied them back and sent them back to him and said,
Oh no, I just keep them and
Hey, sure.
and wipe my tears with them mostly.
Maybe it was a different guy with the same name.
Could have been. Yeah, but with the name Mr. King Features, you just kind of. But
pretty
anyway,
specific.
now I'm laughing because I don't think I think half of those syndicates are probably failing. So
Probably.
self-published comics are the way to go.
All right. All right. So let's move forward. Let's try to be as spoiler-free as possible.
Han dies. Han dies.
Wait a minute.
What? With Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
I'm the only one here that hasn't seen it.
Are there really?
is
I mean,
weird.
like,
I feel
I'm-
bad.
I'm not trying to. Are there like any big spoilers in it? Like,
No.
not really.
Well, I will say that
Well-
you've seen a lot of the best parts of the movie
Yeah.
already. Because they sure as hell cut a trailer out of the best parts of the movie.
Oh, dang it.
Film critic, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. So I was adhering to my New Year's resolution to not watch trailers. So the last one I saw before it came out was the Bohemian Rhapsody one. So that was a while ago. So like a lot of it wasn't ruined for me. But I've heard that I got a message from somebody that said that they could probably cut the entire fucking movie together
Oh, yeah.
from the trailers.
Yeah,
You know.
it's all out there.
But I haven't watched the Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition yet. I need to because
It's,
everybody who I've talked to.
Yeah,
whole
we're going
different
to
movie.
talk about this, I think.
Yeah,
we will. It'll
different
come
because
out.
that'll happen. I think that needs to be a part of the Suicide Squad chat. But so I didn't really go in with a high expectation. I still think it's not perfect. I'm going to say that on the outright. But
Well, it's
Shit for editing.
it's got some editing problems. It's got some creaky dialogue. Pretty cliched.
I never really had too much problem with the. Well, I mean, there's some at the end that really bothered me because my biggest issue with this movie is the villain.
Yeah.
It
She's
bugs.
kind of dopey.
Well, it's. I mean, and that might be a spoiler
For
I
a
don't know,
movie
'cause-
for a movie that begs to be a heist movie, a la Ocean's 11, they sure did spend a lot of money on a 12-foot tall CGI poop monster.
Yeah.
Kinda.
I mean, he was cool looking, but he didn't need to be
But
there.
she's also a shitty actress. I'm
well,
sorry.
I'm not even talking about her. I'm talking about
The big guy?
The big guy.
Yeah,
The,
it looked
big guy,
bad.
The big guy was so unnecessary. It's
Yeah.
like you have this entertaining movie with entertaining, engaging villains
Yeah.
that have good dialogue and good rapport and good chemistry, and, in my opinion, a fantastic Joker who's not in it that much.
I think
Leto was fine.
Yeah.
He creeped the fuck out
I
of me,
liked
which is
him.
what the Joker needs to
And
do.
his laugh, like that. I mean, if anything
yeah.
with any Joker is a laugh, and it's so
Yeah.
creepy
Yeah.
and
And if
like
you're-
almost like
if you-
slightly perverted.
If you love your classic DC shit, there's actually about a 3-second shot of one of the greatest Joker Harley covers ever.
Yeah, that
where
was
she's
Alex
in the,
Ross one.
Yeah, she's
And
in
it's a
the
tux.
Oh,
And he's in
nice.
the
Yeah.
tux, and she's got the head tails and the classic one-piece
It's a
suit.
Harlequin.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
Harlequin.
The
outfit.
onesie.
Yeah, and it's fantastic, and they do a lot of great homage to some great DC stuff.
Yeah.
But the editing, I've heard that Ayer had one cut
Yeah, I
that
heard
he
this too.
presented,
Yeah.
and Warner Brothers said, "Oh no, this isn't funny enough," and they went back and reshot some stuff and did their own cut.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a bastardized.
He says that
hodgepodge of the two.
that this version is his, and he says he made it for the fans, and that's the way I want it. That's what
Okay,
he's
well,
saying.
if he
so
did,
I don't
he
know.
did a sloppy edit.
I
Yeah.
It,
will
it
say
feels like two different editors went to town.
It does
and
to
banged.
me. Yeah.
Carrie and I were both talking about it, and I think we're both under the acting is fantastic.
Except for Killer Croc.
Why
Guy's got a fucking cinder block in his mouth.
Well, and my question is, did he need to be in the movie?
No.
well, that's another problem. There's too
especially
many
considering
characters.
It's supposed to be King Shark.
There's
It was supposed to be King Shark,
And I
but-
understand why. CGI King Shark,
Would've
even
been
though
expensive.
he looked great on Flash.
Yeah. But he could have been cut from the movie, and I don't think we'd have noticed.
You could
it was
knock
it was
out-
great to see him, but you know,
Yeah.
you could knock out 3 characters and it'd be fine.
but then you don't have a squad.
You don't even need to knock out the 3 characters. I'm sorry. The whole thing with Enchantress, she's part of the squad, and then she goes off on her own storyline. I'm not going to spoil anything about it.
Yeah.
You could have cut all of that out. Cut out the thing with the big 12-foot tall dude that's stomping around in the movie that literally shows up, causes some problems, and then disappears after a cool fight. You could have cut all of that shit out and just had a heist movie, and you would have had a simpler movie that highlighted all 7 or 8 characters and all of their strengths and weaknesses. I mean, Ocean's 11, great movie, both times.
Yeah.
3 times.
and-
There was
and-
I'm
3.
talking about the original Ocean's 11 with
With
Frank.
Dean
4
Martin.
times.
Now, here's the thing: you're listening to this, and you're thinking they're shitting all over the movie. No,
No.
I liked it.
No, we
I
liked-
liked it.
I will
quite
say
a
this.
bit.
we
I've-
liked it.
I've seen it twice now. I actually liked it more the second time I
Oh,
saw
okay.
it.
There's a lot
But I
to
will say
love.
this: Will Smith is great in it.
There's a lot.
Margot
yes.
Robbie is fantastic.
Oh.
Leto is fine.
Yes.
I mean, she fucking rocked that role.
And if Captain Boomerang had had 3
Oh.
more minutes of screen time, I would have fucking screamed. Because, first off, I fucking love Digger Harkness.
Yeah.
He's a great character. He's so much fun. But the way he's playing this, where he's got this pink unicorn fetish, and he's constantly like running around grabbing beers and trying to protect his stuffed pink unicorn. And, and it killed me because
I think, and again, I think it's things that they did in post production that I didn't like. I didn't like how it felt like Ed Hardy was the art designer when
Yes.
it would be like, Harley Quinn, and like
I
and the
loved
text
that.
would come up and
I like
love
that.
that.
I didn't like it.
I fucking loved
Took
it.
me right out of it. I was like,
Yeah,
I'll
it's-
figure it out.
That's so comic book schlocky that I ate it up.
But it's comic book schlocky, but it didn't add anything to the story.
No, it added some style that was greatly lacking.
I
other
didn't
than
like
that.
it.
No, you don't need to, of course. But I was completely on board with that.
Yeah.
The soundtrack was insanely good.
Yep.
They,
Great
they,
soundtrack.
Great
I
soundtrack.
said to Jimmy as we were leaving, I said they paid a fortune for the rights to all those songs.
Well, yeah.
man.
Unless they have a record company in their pocket.
That's true.
Like Warner Brothers
Warner
Records.
Brothers.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute.
But the other thing is that and it's the same issue I had with Apocalypse, is making your villain too powerful. In the sense that this guy is leveling fucking buildings, and then all of a sudden Harley Quinn comes up with like a baseball bat and like tries to hit him. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then I won't say who the villain is, but they're all out there with their weapons. They've had a big sword fight. Everything goes, and she's like, enough, and snaps her fingers, and they all drop their weapons. I'm like, so you
Yep.
can just control them.
Yep.
Like, what? Why are we fighting?
and let's also keep in mind that the 12-foot guy who's leveling cities
Yeah.
and all this other shit was taken out with thermite.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of shit that doesn't
And
make any
and
sense.
and a sewer.
It's a comic book movie.
So, but
for
again,
Christ's
but
sake.
again,
Still had a good time though.
again,
yeah, we're not shitting on it.
you could have dropped that whole, because basically somebody I think at Warner Brothers said we need a 12-foot tall fire monster, and so we need to do that instead
Yeah.
of, because again, Suicide Squad. I walked out of that going, oh my god, if Amanda Waller had sent them, knowing full well everybody knows Amanda Waller knows who Bruce Wayne is.
yeah.
Yeah.
If she had sent them to Wayne Manor to get something, that would have been a fucking.
That would have been fun.
because all of them running around Wayne Manor while Batman's hunting them, and the Batman scenes in this movie.
See
were
if
great.
now you DC guys see if I'm correct on this. They finally got Amanda Waller right.
Yeah,
Viola
she's-
Davis was fucking awesome.
She's
Well,
such an
right.
asshole.
I have one problem.
Okay.
She's still too skinny.
She does weigh like 400 pounds in
Because
the
you-
comics.
you had a-
Actually, no. When they retconned it though, in the New 52, she wasn't fat. anymore.
No, but yeah,
Well,
it's
you
CC
got
Pounder.
you got Viola Davis there.
Oh,
I
no,
I thought
she
she was a
was-
badass.
Oh, she
fantastic.
A heartless asshole.
Yeah,
So-
a giant fucking asshole.
So they got her right.
Yeah.
And Will Smith played Will Smith better than he's ever Will Smith.
But he was Will Smith killing people.
That's
But
true.
He was a great Deadshot.
But he was charming. The Harley and Joker stuff
Creepy.
was all I thought terrific.
And
I do too.
if that's your idea of a good relationship, reassess some things.
But that's what I wanted. See, here's my take on it. I think this would have made a great Netflix series. I wanted more of the Harley Joker, the therapy sessions.
The origins.
Yeah, and what made me want that is this that's in front of us here, the Killing Joke, and we'll get to that coming up. I want that dialogue. I want that play back and forth between the two of them.
He was the most comic accurate Joker, I think.
I
as
really-
far as-
I think so too.
He also his gang was killing me. One of them's wearing a panda suit. Another one's
yeah.
wearing a leather jacket and a cardboard box.
Yeah.
Another one's wearing a fake Batman mask.
Yeah, and you know it's. Yeah, he was sinister and very much a manipulative fucker.
But
And-
I want to see that. I want to see
Yeah.
those scenes, man.
Yeah.
I want to see the seduction. I want to see
Yeah.
that happen. I think that needs to be its
Like
own.
how she got there.
like how she got there.
I know
because-
behind the scenes, a lot of people were having problems with Jared Leto because he was so method that he was freaking the fuck out of him.
you know,
So-
When he walks in that one room, he just goes blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah blah blah. And you're like,
I
oh,
had a
God.
dream. I had a dream the other night with Jared Leto in it, and he was acting all weird and jokery.
Yeah.
And I just looked at him and I go, "I get it, dude. You played the Joker in my dream."
but there is a when he what I love about his character in this is that I think he's trying to be the good guy. He's going to go save his girlfriend.
Well, yeah, in his mind.
In his mind.
In
And
his
so-
mind, bad guys in their minds are not
Right. They're
bad.
doing the
They're
right thing.
doing the right thing. you
So
know,
when he shows up in his fucking dinner tuxedo,
yes.
Right?
No, see, this is what I got out of this movie is that
come on, baby.
I want to see that Joker going
Yeah.
against the goddamn Batman.
You
That's
will.
what I want to see.
I have no doubt in my mind
You know,
that you will.
so that got me excited for that.
and I think they pulled
know.
150.
Oh, it's a huge weekend.
Yeah.
It's-
I haven't looked at it
It's
yet.
a huge weekend. It's
I don't-
it's
you know,
beaten it's
well-
beaten like Guardians and things like that. It's
And of
huge.
course, everybody's shitting all over Leto.
They
No.
shouldn't. They shouldn't.
Well,
no.
and they are because of Ledger.
Well,
you know what I
it's-
They're
mean?
both great Jokers in their own
Yeah.
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're different.
But people were walking into this just like.
I mean, I can say that Ledger was my favorite Joker, and that does not diminish how much I like the Leto Joker because
Any-
it's different.
Any DC movie is just like the Ghostbusters. People are walking in with an agenda.
Yeah.
True.
They're just going to shit on it no matter what.
That's so true.
Well, and the Ghostbusters agenda is bullshit. I mean, you really want to have some fun. Go read any article about the new Ghostbusters movie. The same guys that have been trying to torpedo this movie since 6 months before it came out
Yes.
are the only ones posting on the comments too.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a bunch of shit. All they did was shit on the fans and blah 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 blah. It's like you go ahead and hold this up against Ghostbusters 2 and tell me which production team shit all over the fans.
Right.
Exactly. Dan Aykroyd did.
Yeah. Well, and who was an executive producer on the new movie? Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
shut up.
Yeah. But I mean, we're not giving negative reviews to
No.
Suicide Squad. Don't misinterpret what we're saying. We're
I
just-
don't know. Remember when
Yeah, you were
when
very
we were
happy.
done? I was like, that was the funnest.
I had a good time
It
with
was the most fun DC movie that they
Yeah.
put out with
Yeah.
like the new stuff.
But,
I
but
said
if we,
when we walked out, they were like, Jimmy, what'd you think? And I said, and I liked it a little bit more the second time, but I said DC is taking a step in the right direction
Yeah.
of balancing
But that's kinda-
action and drama and comedy.
they need to. I mean, it's Warner Brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, they seem to trust the guys making the Harry Potter movies. Why don't they step back and trust the people that they're
Well,
hiring to make
supposedly
their
that's what's
DC
happening.
movies?
I've got that story actually now.
Please illuminate me on this,
please.
'cause I really because both this Batman vs Superman after watching the director's cut of that,
Yeah.
it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I definitely
Yeah.
want to get into that.
Well, here's the thing: is that, and we talked about this last week. Jeff Johns now has been placed in charge, and he's a comic book guy from way back.
Will they let him make the movies?
He's going to be kind of like the Feige.
They're
Okay.
fucking
Yeah, he's their
Big
Kevin Feige now.
Okay.
So that makes me feel good. So
Good. Well, Johns knows his stuff.
Yeah,
and he
so
writes
that's-
good comics.
And as far as this movie, I get the feeling, back to Batman v, I want to see an Ultimate Edition of this movie.
I think-
because I think that there's stuff that is on the cutting room floor that will help it.
I think that's probably going to be DC's model.
But that shouldn't be DC's model.
It
Well,
should be
the
putting
only
a good
reason-
movie out first.
Yeah.
Obviously, but the only reason I say that is because unless you just need to start trimming some more fat, is that it's very hard to push a 3-hour movie into a theater. We talked about
Right,
that.
but
true.
somehow
That's
Peter
true.
Jackson managed to pull that off with every Lord of the Rings movie, and when he put out his expanded edition that was 4 hours long, it just made it better. So
Yeah.
it took a phenomenal Lord of the Rings movie that you sat through for 3 hours, and then, I'm going to get this 2-disc edition that has an hour of extra shit on it. Because Batman v Superman, what's out as the Ultimate Edition, that's what should have been in theaters.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
it is a better movie.
All right, so
Let's talk about that.
I finally watched it this week because I was sick, and I was like, "Well, I got 3 hours. I'm just laying here on the couch." And so remember when we saw it?
Yeah.
When we were done, and I was like, "I should have liked that a
Your
lot
words
more."
were, "I should have liked it more than I did."
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Should have had a
I
hollow
didn't
feeling
hate it.
afterwards.
I didn't
You
hate
didn't
it.
hate it.
You know,
Yeah.
I didn't. You know, and I was happy to finally see it happen. But I was like, I should have liked that more. So I watched the Ultimate Edition, and I put this out on Facebook. When I was done, I was like, so that 30 minutes they cut out explains the whole.
It explains
It
the movie.
explains the whole story.
Yeah.
all the characters' motivations.
When you
why they
realize-
got where they were.
When you realize that dinner party scene where he introduces Clark and Bruce together,
Yeah.
and they automatically don't like each other, and he's acting like a squirrely frat boy.
Yeah.
That's an act. He already knows they're Batman and Superman.
Yes.
He's pitting them against each other from the very beginning
Yeah.
of the movie.
Yes.
He's a fucking mastermind, not
Right.
a squirrely little shithead.
I walked out, like, when I was done, I was like, I hate Lex Luthor 30% less. You know?
He's not Mark Zuckercunt.
No, like, seriously, like, the story is actually good.
Yeah. But
You know
if
what I
there's,
mean?
if there's
and it's, and, like, it gave a whole new, like, even just, like, this is the big example I have. I remember watching it, and I'd just be like, what the fuck? Like, when we saw it in the theaters, what the fuck? How the fuck did Lois Lane, all of a sudden, she's there where they're fighting?
or,
You know what I mean?
or as Jimmy pointed out, where's all of Clark Kent's dialogue?
Right?
Yeah,
No,
that's true.
I was totally like, so remember, like, so at the end, big end fight, all of a, like,
Yeah.
at one point, Lois is at the Daily Planet, and then all of a sudden she's there.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the she can't get there that fast.
Well, didn't she borrowed the helicopter?
Well, did they show that?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
showed that in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
I thought that was cut out. But
No, that was
I
good.
loved it. I thought it was so good.
But
It was better.
that goes back to if this is DC's model, maybe they should learn this from Sucker Punch, largely ridiculed Zack Snyder movie. The director's cut, 40 minutes longer. It's actually a really good movie. Watchmen, which we liked in the theatrical cut,
Yeah.
but the director's cut of it, also a Zack Snyder movie.
It is also called the Ultimate Edition.
It is also a fantastic
And
movie.
it flows and makes
So
sense.
trust your director to make a good movie,
Yeah.
and
My
maybe-
thing is, like, why didn't they cut out about, I don't know, 3 dream sequences
yeah.
Yeah.
that added really nothing to the movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Still, even the one in the desert with the
With
I'm
the
just-
parademons.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Comrade
that's
Batman.
Well, it's cool looking, but it doesn't need to be there.
It's cool. It may foreshadow what's coming up in the future, but it's not necessary.
yeah,
yeah, not necessary.
Yeah, but I'll say that
and
the
still Costner piling up the rocks.
didn't need to
I
happen.
still don't
Right.
get that.
Yeah. So there's also a couple in Suicide Squad. There's a couple of cameos that you don't know about, and we're not going to tell you about them.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, but
Made me so happy.
the bust of Captain Boomerang just about jumped up and screamed because I was not expecting that cameo.
Yep.
Yeah.
So all
Oh,
that.
I couldn't think. I thought you were talking like a statue bust. I
No,
was
no,
like,
no, no,
what?
no. Just the guy who was supposed to bust Captain Boomerang
Yeah.
busted Captain
Right.
Boomerang.
I will say, back to the Ultimate Edition, I gave it 2.5 stars.
The Ultimate Edition.
The
No,
theatrical
the original.
The original.
theatrical.
I would give it a straight up 3.5.
Counts,
Ultimate?
Our
Yeah.
buddy Count said it makes it a 4-star.
It makes it a very good movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a
Yeah.
potty break movie, but it's a
Yeah.
good movie. And the other thing is, if you don't want a long movie with lots of visual exposition, don't watch a Zack Snyder movie because that's what he does.
Yes, exactly.
He's a visual storyteller.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about Killing Joke on Blu-ray. Woo. And we need to hear from our new sponsor.
Oh God.
Oh,
dear.
okay.
You're
I'm
gonna
excited.
Love it. You're gonna love it.
I am excited.
No, this is good stuff. You're gonna love it.
It's your fault.
After
these messages, we'll be right back.
And we're back.
Yeah.
All right. Our new sponsor is
Danger.
Roca Patron Silver
Oh,
and Patron XO Cafe.
what is the Exo Cafe?
That is a coffee liqueur made
What?
made from tequila.
Yeah.
I love coffee.
We'll get to that in the next
and I
episode.
love liqueur.
And
Yeah.
that was the end of Lisa's.
We'll get to that in the next episode.
how I lost.
You're gonna love this.
Okay.
This is some great shit.
Okay.
But this new stuff, the Roca Patron Silver, I need to tell you about this. This is
Please.
not a shooting tequila.
This isn't my grandfather's
no.
tequila.
This is a sipping tequila. This tequila is aged. Most tequilas are not.
I don't know how to
Okay.
do that.
I know. You get impatient. They have this process called the Tahona process. This is all handmade. I mean, this is all done by hand. If you can see
There's
the
a
writing on the side there.
Handwritten number on the
Handwritten
side.
numbers of the batch and everything.
They hand grind their agave plants.
Well, it's ground by a giant stone wheel. It's called the Tahona process.
Yeah.
And it's a 2-ton volcanic stone wheel.
It's pushed by Sumerians, like at the beginning of Conan the Barbarian.
It crushes the cooked agave, and that's the basis for this. I mean, this is like the woman who gave it to me said this is a sipping tequila, not a shooting tequila.
Okay.
And so let's first of all, for the video, you see that
bottle.
that is
gorgeous.
a beautiful
really
bottle. That-
Beautiful bottle.
Really
that'd be
cool
on there.
looking bottle.
Now I stuck it in the freezer because that was her serving recommendation.
Yeah.
Is to serve it cold.
Yeah, and we're not savages.
And
I'm
not-
gonna drink out of this Geek Show shot glass that you can find at middleagedboners.com.
Only $9 for that.
Only $9.
Yeah.
That's
There you
that's a
go.
bargain.
Shipping and
So
handling.
we're not shooting
Tequila. I
this.
was like,
We're
no, it's
sipping
So
it.
you sip it. You don't shoot it.
What happens if I accidentally shoot it?
Well, you can go ahead. You can shoot it.
That's actually really tasty.
Ooh.
Smooth.
Isn't that smooth?
Yeah, because last time I had tequila, it burned really bad, and then I woke up another state.
Yeah.
It burned. What burned really?
Everything.
But it's
I think I may have
That
been
is
on fire.
delicious.
That is really
but
tasty.
it's 100% agave and just terrific stuff. And
There's like no burn at all.
there's none.
Wow.
It's
Not even
wonderful.
a big sip.
This is gonna be bad.
No, I heard bad. I heard bad.
No, it's delicious. This
Yum.
is delicious. All
See, I
right.
think like tequila gets a bad rap, and I'm all
I think it
scared
does,
of tequila.
yeah.
But I always drink shitty tequila.
Well, that's
and it would
the
make me
same.
go crazy.
I used to feel the same way about vodka, and then I found out that I was drinking $5 vodka.
Yeah.
You're
Exactly.
supposed to drink good vodka, but this is fantastic. I could drink a lot of
It
this.
tastes like it has vitamin C in it.
So they,
I think this vodka could actually cure most diseases.
it's
And help you make good decisions.
it's wonderfully smooth. And like I said, it's not this is one you want to enjoy. You
That's
wanna
really
sip it.
tasty.
So Roca Patron Silver, welcome aboard. Welcome to the basement.
What's a good tequila toast? You're my culture expert.
L'chaim? No, that's not
L'chaim?
right.
I would say via con Dios.
Del Fuego.
Aloha. I don't know.
Grilled cheese sandwiches.
Tony, you didn't get. Oh, never mind.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
How was your water,
Pound it, Tony. Pound it.
Pound your water, Tony.
Shots! Oh, look at that
There he
crazy son of
goes.
a bitch.
That was water.
Can you imagine if you hit him and totally just put it in there?
if he would have fooled me.
When I die and the great space koala comes to show me all the things that I didn't see, I'm going to be like, oh, great space koala, what did I miss? And the space koala is going to whisper, Tony was actually drinking the entire time.
He shows up shit-faced every day.
Well, that's the truth of the giant space
All right.
koala, is he does show up shit-faced.
Continuing with our DC, this is a. Usually we jump all over the
That
board
stands
with
for
stuff, but
It stands for distinguished competition.
distinguished
No,
competition.
I ain't seen that yet.
I haven't seen it yet either.
I think you're the only one, Kerry. Did you
Am
see
I
it?
the only one that's seen this?
I've seen enough of it.
I don't know what that means.
Well,
Lee's done with it.
Well,
Nope.
you
He's got
can't really
opinions.
say until you see it.
I don't know.
Sure you can. Put
I
on your
can't.
sweater vest and go for it.
I'm going to have a dance party. Leave me be.
This is I picked this up at Best Buy. This is the gift set, the limited and numbered edition of Batman: The Killing Joke. And what you get in here is you get, first of all, it's a
Condoms? Weird.
It's a Joker figure in there, so you get that.
What's it made of?
Joker plastic of some kind.
It's made out of children.
You get Batman: The Man Who Laughs. It's a small book.
But why didn't they?
Not the
the Killing
comic
Joke
that
there.
it, not
why
the
didn't they
comic that
put
it's based
Killing
on.
Joke in there?
No,
That's weird. Let me
Well,
see.
it's because you're getting the Killing Joke.
Yeah, no.
I don't
What
know.
if I wanted to read the Killing Joke so I could say, "Hey, this this first 45 minutes isn't even in the
Oh.
comic.
I think that's
It's
why they
written by
didn't.
Ed Brubaker.
It's Ed Brubaker.
That's
Oh,
why
wow.
they.
Ed
That's why they
Brubaker.
didn't put it in there.
And
so
then you
can't
get
compare
then you
it.
get the Blu-ray, of course.
Yeah.
And I have watched this.
How's the animation?
The animation's great.
Okay.
That's as we have always said. It's something that DC kicks Marvel's ass at.
I haven't always said that.
Oh, you really?
I
no,
have.
I've said that they've done a very good job with their animated movies, but not until the last few years has the animation been fantastic.
Oh, okay.
Like we said, also.
It started with Assault on Arkham.
I was gonna say Assault on Arkham.
That's when the animation went through the roof.
Oh, okay. Well, it's kind of I don't want to say anime style because that would be
Yep, no,
incorrect.
that's
but
fine.
that's the only words that I've got.
Right, but I like stylized animation.
Oh, okay. Well, then I think you'll like this.
yeah.
I will say this. The first 35, 40 minutes have been written clearly by someone who is not Alan Moore. And that was the only that was the big problem I had.
and that's the only complaint I'm hearing about it.
Is that
But 35 minutes of how long of a movie?
70?
Yeah, 70.
half.
It's half of
because
the movie.
The Killing Joke is a small
Yeah.
graphic
It's
I
not
think
a long
it's
story.
21 pages long.
It,
Yeah.
It's, you know,
It's-
if
yeah.
you were to, if you just film it, you get maybe 35,
Right.
40 minutes.
And that's if you really take your time with the shooting scene.
Now let me, and I will just say this, is that once the actual Killing Joke comic book starts in this movie, it is like a different movie.
Right.
You can just feel it because Alan Moore writes dialogue for the Joker like nobody's
He's
business.
a crazy wizard.
He's a
and
crazy wizard.
wizards know how to write good dialogue for the Joker.
The snakes in his beard whispered the dialogue
yeah.
to him.
And
Those are wizards in
and
his
the
beard.
and the guys who made this movie, you can tell, are such huge fans. It is shot for shot, line for line.
You don't mess with perfection.
You don't mess with perfection, and that story is considered to be one of the best
and that's
Batman
hard
stories.
because the beginning stuff that they put on to try to flesh out
Batgirl's
Batgirl's story and give her more agency and to
Yes.
give her a little more oomph for when the infamous scene in The Killing Joke happens.
yeah. It's
And-
supposed to make you care more for her when it happens.
Right.
Deeper character development.
And
Yeah.
and it works to an extent.
and it kind of doesn't.
Question though.
Well, you haven't seen it.
I have not.
You have not. So
Question though. Alan Moore's still alive, right?
yeah.
yes.
No.
No?
The snakes in his beard are actually the only thing alive.
no,
No, he's
still
still
alive.
Alan
I'm
Moore's
curious why they
alive.
didn't just get him to write the
Well,
dialogue.
because he fucking hates DC.
Oh,
Yeah,
He hates
he-
comic books.
he-
He hates everything.
He
Never
hates.
mind.
He hates it all. Yeah, his
Yeah.
name. If you look, his name is not on the Watchmen movie.
I was
His
saying it's
name is
Watchmen,
not-
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and he's just like, and when they did League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, he really
Oh,
lost
he-
his mind. He was
Really?
like, well, and he should have because it was a shitty movie.
It was
I never saw it.
Well,
terrible.
I always heard it was terrible, so I never.
How
wasted
dare
time.
you say it was bad?
it was awful because what a great comic. But I think he's upset with the major companies, the major studios, because they keep the rights to the stories, so the
Sure.
artist doesn't have. They always say, "Well, Alan Moore, how dare you complain about all the money you made from Watchmen?" He's like, "I didn't have any say in it."
He didn't make a lot of money off that anyway.
Well, that's the whole. Is it Todd McFarlane who just said "fuck it"?
That's why they did Image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Just-
why a lot of top comic talent are actually going to do indies now because
Yeah.
they don't want to work for. And we do know some people who work in the industry who are
Yes.
saying, yes, we work our asses off for very little recognition.
Yeah.
And at the end of the
Very
day,
little pay.
we're not making much money for,
I've heard-
Yeah.
for 20-hour days.
I've heard stories from going con
No,
to con.
From
I
for somebody,
hosted a spotlight. That's pretty much what we talked about.
I will say, a comic page, as it's drawn in its native format, is about twice the size of the page that you see on the
Great
comic book. They're doing 22 of those a month, and
I've heard more.
If they're lucky, well, that's for their deadline, right? So sometimes they're doing more. You get some artists. Jim Lee, for some reason, crank out
He
comics
could just, boom.
detailed comics
Yeah.
faster than anybody. I don't know how. I think he is in league with the snakes in
They're all working together.
but you can't do that much work. I don't know how Chad manages to do Harley Quinn as fast as he does,
Yeah,
and with the
he's-
quality that he does, because
Yeah, amazing
I
stuff.
know I've tried to do 22 pages of a comic. It took me 3 months.
Yeah.
P.S. Congrats to Chad for being number one.
Yes.
good job.
Yes. Way to
Good
go.
job. I mean,
Harley Quinn.
we can retire the Beaver jokes now, maybe, but still, great comic.
But no one writes dialogue for the Joker like Alan Moore.
Nope.
And my complaint is that in some cases, Mark Hamill didn't relish some of this dialogue that he had. He just kind of said it in the character. There's some great shit that Alan Moore has in there that I wish he would have relished a little bit more.
Gotcha.
And this is the voice actor in me talking. He could have relished it a little bit more. But that being said, if you love The Killing Joke, by God, get it. And you can be judgmental about the first 35 minutes or not. The creators said that we just wanted to flesh out Batgirl a little bit more, make you care about her, so that when the bad shit happens, you
I think they
care
just made
more.
odd choices
Quick-
that
yeah.
people are
Quick
kind of
question. Quick question. How much did the regular Blu-ray cost?
The regular one, I don't know.
Did you say maybe $20?
Maybe 17, something like that.
Okay, so you love Killing Joke, right?
Yeah.
You love animation, right? You love Batman, right? Buy the fucking thing.
There you go.
You know what that extra half hour is? Bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I got called out on emails as well. I don't know why it's rated R. I mean,
Was it George
it's maybe
Takei?
it's maybe a PG-13, maybe a PG-13, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't have kids, but if I had a kid, I wouldn't want to hear the following things coming out of Batgirl's mouth. It was just sex. It didn't matter.
Okay.
I wouldn't want my kid seeing the bloody headshots that happened in the beginning of this. And I'm not talking the Alan Moore part.
Right.
The beginning of this movie is very violent with some gang stuff.
Well, Assault on Arkham
Headshots,
has
okay.
a lot of that.
I wouldn't want my kid, 17 or under, to see a woman shot, paralyzed, undressed, and photographed.
That's the part that I was just about to ask about.
Then the picture's blown up,
And shown to her father.
and your father is stripped nude and forced to see it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm raising a wussy kid. I don't want my kid, 17 or
Or
under,
you're
to
just
see
being
that.
That's
a responsible parent.
That's actually the part that I would have the most objection to, because she's basically stripped of any power she's got. She's paralyzed.
Exactly.
And then she's displayed like
Objectified.
that.
Yeah.
And that's the Joker's whole point. So
Yeah.
it's kind of terrifying, and it works in the comic, but that's not something I would want my kid to watch.
No.
Because I don't want to see that.
I
kind
wouldn't
of
want my
violence
kid to
towards-
read that.
Exactly. But
Well, Killing Joke wasn't written for kids.
No.
I think I read it and I was like 17. I was
Yeah.
like,
When it came out.
And I was like,
when we read
what?
it,
I was
yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Joker's an asshole.
But no, I was like, oh, this is something new. You know?
The one thing that you do get that obviously can't be done in the comic book is you get to hear the Joker sing his song.
Oh. I heard it loud and clear when I read the book.
Yeah, he does that brilliantly in there. So I think that it's as you said. Do you like Batman? But I'd say keep it away
Yeah.
from your kids. But that's the childless drunk talking.
But we've been saying that. I mean, seriously, Assault on Arkham came out a couple years ago, and I told my son, who at the time that it came out was 16, let's watch it together. And at 16's kind of the end of the spectrum where you really stop worrying about what they're watching, right? Because at 16 they're going to go watch whatever the fuck they want anyway. But yeah, if you have some questions, watch it first. If you have kids,
Yes.
watch it first. You know your kids.
That
You know
just
your
makes
kids
sense.
better than any advisory board, any disc jockey, anybody else. You know your kids.
Yes.
Any MPAA
watch it,
group.
Watch it first, and if you think afterwards, my kid might have objections to this, or I have objections to this, don't show your kid.
Hey, crazy.
If, on the other hand, you don't have objections to showing it to your kid, watch it with your kid, so if they have questions, you can talk about it
Exactly.
afterwards.
My buddy Todd he went and watched Deadpool by himself.
Yes.
His son Wyatt, adorable little 11-year-old, loves Deadpool.
Yeah.
Right? And Todd's like, so I let him watch it, but I sent him out of the room 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, get out of here.
My mom had a thing.
All right, come back in. You know?
I'd be curious to know what 3 parts it was.
The montage.
I'm sure the montage
Them
was one of them.
fucking the shit out of each other.
See,
Yep.
but that kind of bugs me.
Well, it depends. It depends on your values as a parent.
Yeah.
If you don't want your
It's
kid
all
watching
subjective.
that,
It's
then
not so. To me, it's we've got.
I wouldn't
discussed
want to
before.
I wouldn't want to explain pegging to my 11-year-old.
Sure, I don't
But
want to
you
explain
really don't-
pegging, but I also don't want to. I don't want my 11-year-old son to see 3 guys' heads blown off.
and that might have been the part.
Okay,
See,
maybe
my
that was
mom-
part
Well,
2.
and that was that was a discussion I was having with Joe before you guys got here about how in this country we're awfully flip about violence, but we're weirded out
Right.
when it comes
my
to
mom,
sex.
My
That's what I-
mom,
yeah.
my mom would not have had a problem with the montage at
Yeah.
all, because her exact words were, "I'd rather my kids have a loving sexual exchange
Yeah.
than get their heads blown off." So guess
Yeah.
what?
But
my
that's
mom
the-
had a thing called the blast shield, where she put her hands over my eyes.
Yeah,
during
my
certain
mom
parts
did
of
that.
movies.
But the thing with the sex scene too, nothing's shown.
No, nothing
it's
is
not
shown.
like it's
even
any
the pegging.
any
You don't have,
up or downs.
he's given her a
It's all-
horse. She's given him a horsey back, right?
Yeah.
but it's just vague enough that the kid's going to go, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is that?
Just say, well,
and
when
then
2
Daddy
people
has
love
to
each other-
say,
They
"Well,
put on a strap on.
No, you don't have to go that far deep.
That's called
Literally,
That's
but-
called sex with food, honey.
yes."
On Thanksgiving, your mother and I do it too.
So anyway, there you go.
No, we are.
When you go to
oddly-
bed at night, that's what we do with the leftovers.
we are oddly puritanical with that stuff.
We really are.
And for a nation of porn-addicted, gun-addled degenerates. We sure are strange about
Hey!
it.
Although, did you notice that our first gold medal that we won in the Olympics this year was shooting?
Really?
It's yeah.
As we should, right?
Exactly.
What'd we do? Empty out of prison?
Yes.
No, he's an ex-cop.
More DC stuff for you.
Yay!
Are you ready?
Hey!
Okay,
I
this
want to
is-
talk
I
about
want some more.
Marvel.
Hey,
This is a this
give me
is,
that. I want some more of that.
you want some more of this?
This is the fucking best I felt
Isn't
all
that
day.
good?
All of a sudden,
I feel all warm and happy about all the decisions I'm going to make.
There you go.
Patron,
Oh, it's Roca Patron Silver.
Roca Patron Silver.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah. DC stuff. Here you go. You're getting a new Justice League cartoon.
I watched a trailer for it.
Did you?
Like series or like
it's
movies?
a series.
Series.
It's
Oh.
kind of weird though because it's shorts.
They're 11 minutes
They're
long.
11 minutes
Is
long.
Is it
Really?
on Cartoon Network?
I think
Cartoon
so.
Network.
Yep.
Yes.
I saw a Swamp Thing is in it.
Swamp Thing.
I
What?
saw that-
Well,
yeah.
here's the thing. There are 152 characters appearing in season 1.
Wow.
Even that.
60 are superheroes, 40 are villains, the rest supporting characters, sub-villains.
That
This
only
makes
means that can only mean one thing: Buona Beast.
This makes me so happy.
Well,
I hope so.
How-
What's that Red Lantern cat? Dexstar.
yeah, Dexstar.
He's in it.
he's in it.
Yes.
Well, let me say these words. Maybe this will mean something to you because it does not to me. Space Cabbie?
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he's in it.
It's a stupid kid. He's a
don't-
cabbie in space.
I figured from the
John
name.
John Constantine is going to be in
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
That'll
it's
be
voiced by
That guy.
By the guy?
by the guy.
Oh,
Matt
good.
Ryan.
I know,
Matt
but he's in
Ryan.
does Justice League Dark.
Oh,
because-
maybe that's what I'm
that-
thinking
yeah.
of.
No,
That's
he's-
what I'm thinking of.
He's voicing.
Is he
he's
doing the
voicing
cartoon too?
Constantine.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Demon will be in it?
What about Etrigan?
Oh,
that is Demon.
I
that is
hope.
the demon.
Never.
Let's see. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I saw Swamp Thing.
They are promising Apocalypse Darkseid story that has not appeared in comics. Ooh. Some of the stories are loosely based on comics. Apparently, there's an episode where one of the creators of the show, it's his favorite comic book from when he was a kid, and that's going to be in there. It's debuting this fall on Cartoon Network.
It will never match the perfection of Wonder Pig, though.
Well,
Because there was an episode where
Justice League Unlimited?
where Cersei turns Wonder Woman into a pig.
Oh, that's right.
And Batman has to sing a torch song to a bunch of women in
Yep.
order to
Yeah.
turn her back.
I
into a
remember
woman.
that episode.
so
It
there you
looks
go.
cool.
I'm excited. I'm excited
Look
for
up the
it.
trailer.
So
So,
DC
okay.
fans?
Is it?
I'll check it out.
from
Is it
Comic-Con.
episodic? Like, are there story arcs, or is it just?
They haven't
just
really
fire 'em
said.
out?
They haven't said. They
haven't really
said that
said.
they're going to be shorts, 11 minutes long. One of the Trinity will be in each one. Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman will be in each episode, but you'll have a whole wide range of characters from Plastic Man to,
I just wish they would go back and finish Young Justice.
Oh,
because
so do I.
that's
Every day.
Some of the best animated
Every
DC
day?
shows.
Every
day.
single day. Huh?
It is so
I wake
good.
up and I say, why don't they
jeez.
finish the Young Justice?
It's so good.
Listen, as long as this new series has that Green Lantern chipmunk,
Chip.
Chip.
I want that because I didn't believe it existed
Oh,
until
it's real.
someone showed me.
It was
know, I-
me. I was like,
Yes.
look.
I had a friend who didn't believe in the Green Lantern broccoli either.
That's real
There
too.
is
It's real.
there is a broccoli
Yep.
Green
He's
Lantern.
not a broccoli.
Yeah,
Still
he's
can't get
from-
over.
He's from the
a
planet
Tony's
Broccular.
every day.
He's a
Oh,
broccoli.
see?
It is kind of disturbing, isn't it?
We buried Gammy today.
We've
and I also
got-
miss Young Justice.
That's my journal entry.
Like he's giving the eulogy. I'll always miss Grandma like I
She was great.
miss Young Justice. God, I wish they would have finished that.
and there's someone in the back row. Preach!
That guy knows what I'm talking about.
Superboy.
I was trying to figure out why every
how much you give me if I do that at my father's funeral?
I'll give you a 12-pack of Mountain Dew and $100.
$100.
Ooh.
Yes.
But I won't. It
But
does it have
only-
to be Young Justice?
Yes, and as long as you let me be the guy in the back that yells
What do
preach.
you want to? What do you want to?
Let's see. What would it be?
I'll name a sandwich after
Firefly or
Yeah. What show ended before it should have? Kolchak.
Knight Rider.
Kolchak, the Night Stalker.
Misfits of Science?
you. The relaunch, the relaunch of the Bionic Woman.
I really
That
wish.
show did end.
I miss my
Yeah.
father.
Yeah.
Like I miss the relaunch of the Bionic Woman.
Gone before their time.
Thank you.
No. Yeah, no, it has to be shittier than that. It has to be the cape.
The Cape.
No,
No, we're talking about
I want to watch
talking
that
about
again.
good shows.
no. The
Wow,
show.
like the Cape.
I miss,
Okay.
I miss my
Remember,
father.
he had a cape.
I miss my father like I miss Briscoe County Jr.
Preach.
Someone in the back. Yeah. Okay.
I miss my father like I miss the reboot of American Gladiators.
Now with Tigers.
Oh, that was my. I'll have to tell you off air what a
The new DC
like drinking game
shows
for that.
The CWDC, the DCW.
DCCW.
I believe start in October.
Yes.
Oh, that's far.
And I know it's a ways away.
That's
isn't it?
far.
It's not as far as you think.
It's
Two
far.
months.
Well, we got Comic-Con in September. We'll make it.
Okay.
You're getting Lex Luthor's sister
Yes.
is coming to Supergirl.
Lexi Luthor.
Lena.
It's
Lena, you're
Lena
right.
Luthor.
look at him.
Look at you with the poll.
I read the article.
British actor Katie McGrath, who was last being eaten by dinosaurs in Jurassic
Oh,
World,
her.
will be. She is the new CEO of Luthor Corp because, and this is interesting because we've been told that the TV universe is different from the movie universe. Her brother Lex has been incarcerated. That's why she's running the business.
Child pornography, right?
Probably.
She's the one who gets her ass. Kat and I just watched Jurassic World again like 2 days ago as we record this, and she's the one who gets her ass handed to her she gets picked up by the pterodactyls and then drowned in the pool.
Oh, is she-
And they keep taking her in and out and in and out and
She's
in and
the
out.
hot assistant?
Yeah.
Ah.
And
Oh,
then
that's her.
Then
Okay.
the pterodactyl brings her up after like basically waterboarding her for like 30 seconds, and then the giant one comes up and just eats them all.
Yeah.
Hop.
That just seemed a little much.
It was aggressive.
That is the
That's my favorite scene.
Tony, guess who's going to be on Supergirl? Fighting
Superman.
Superman.
Yeah.
Superman.
But guess who's fight? Guess who he gets to fight?
I don't know. Who?
Superboy.
Metallo.
What? Metallo's?
Yeah, I said
Metallo's
that.
coming?
Supergirl?
I saw them fighting. Somebody was with their phone.
Does he
from,
have-
like,
does-
somewhere.
Are you sure
Could
it's
you see
Metallo?
the?
Yeah.
Does he have the kryptonite in his chest?
Well, I mean, it was like
As a crappy
they
photo.
haven't added the. No, it was video.
Oh,
Okay.
but maybe.
Oh,
he
But it
Like-
was Superman, and it
well,
was Superman in a Superman suit. They were
that's
fighting.
cool.
No, the suit looks good.
So, Mr. B, if you would, please.
But don't you worry, Ham. I always love you best.